Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaki Yamada. Today being Wednesday, the 10th of November, or the 6th of October in the 9th year of Chongalguk. So let's begin with a bow to our Heavenly Parents and true parents, Chariot, Kyombe, Haro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가정맨세 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 천산 천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges, having entered the era of Chongalguk, to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love, through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Mr. Arai if he could offer the opening prayer.
Just a moment. Sorry. Dear Heavenly Parent and our two parents, we gather today again at Hundok. We truly thanks, appreciate this special time and incredible lot of work by Reverend Hitaka and John, and we could hear a lot of many wonderful testimony from a brother and sister. Really, we thank to the mothers encourage work. Last 2 days we had Sao Tome principle and North Albania, and so much investment, hard and love and everything brought such a tiny or small nation, all of people connected for held a summit and giving credit for give a message and also a vision, and also conducting a blessing ceremony. People never think about. Also, this kind of blessing is never happened before. Only time or two parent, and also young people's festival. Also, people never think of they could gather together such excitement to themselves and also they to the nation, to lead us. And we really expire yesterday 15 minutes of the Albania. And I think all of things happened, not only video or recorded in a Heavenly Parent heart in history. And we really appreciate all of such investment truly. And now a lot of preparation for the Rally of Hope think tank, especially Rally of Hope tried to invite many religious leaders to Korea, homeland Korea, and winter time. Now I think it's quite a busy preparation, welcome heart, and such a corona situation. But beyond that, really encourage both mother unshakable vision, heart, and it is not really always heavenly wisdom and directions and love blessing to give to not only one nation. Always think about mother or human being here on earth and also heaven. It is not easy we can catch it, but thank you, we through this kind of fundok, we can be lifted up. We can already open and humble, and we truly determine ourselves to catch up, to really attend for the providence in this golden time with True Mother. Thank you, many brothers and sisters. Devotion and the sacrifice prayer, daily and minutes. Appreciate Lord, and we offer our prayer offer report. My name is Sheikh Alai, who is Blessed Center Family. Ajub.
Ajub. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares with us this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this morning from the K. Today's November 10th, Wednesday, and beautiful morning. Let's put our sincere devotion and also heart and pray for our heavenly parents and true parents. Today also a great day. Let's create that beautiful moment together. Thank you very much. So now we are reading the True Mother's autobiography continuously through the Fundoke time. So when we see our True Mother, during early moment, since early moment, we are continuously, we are seeing True Mother as the true parents, together with True Father. So always True Mother was standing in the center of the providence as the true parents. And we are also calling True Mother as the true parents continuously during Father's time, right? So we are as respected and we are attending True Mother continuously. But when True Father went to the spiritual world, when True Mother officially stood in the center of the providence, our heart, our understanding, and our attitude to True Mother, we are continuously sinking the time. And also members, leaders, and even mother felt that all attitude before or all attitude at the time was same or not. So through reading True Mother's autobiography, we could find again the heart and also the experience or sharing from mother side, from the early moment when True Mother was born, when True Mother received the holy wedding ceremony with True Father, and also how True Mother have been investing for the providence. So through reading True Mother's autobiography, we could understand the True Mother's tears and also investment behind of all providence. And now True Mother try to fulfill the promise with True Father and promise with Heavenly Parent. I will surely conclude this restoration providence and restoration history, and also offer the heavenly nation and also nation of Chanilkuk. So because of this promise, continuously with this promise, True Mother determine and leading the all providence, and now continuously we are going together with our True Mother. So our True Mother's autobiography, today we will go to the next chapter, Mother's autobiography. So this chapter is the final chapter of this Mother's autobiography. So almost how many days? 270 days. We are reading and reading and already reaching to the final chapter, chapter 11, the restoration of Canaan in heaven and on earth. So really, before starting of reading mother's autobiography and also now, maybe our understanding and our feeling was changing, right? So we could understand more and we could feel also the deep investment of the mothers. So yesterday, last chapter and the ending of last chapter, we saw the many summit also in Sao Tome Principe and also Albania. And this final chapter is, especially Mother is talking about the last 40 days before 2020. So during that moment, last 40 days, really Mother visited many nations and many regions and really organized the several summit in each regions. So we could find that when we see that kind of level of summit, actually even we do once a year, that itself is already great things. But how many times Mother organized the summit within 40 days from middle of November until end of December 2019. So really there are many things there. So in this chapter, I also will prepare and show the video together. So each time we will read the mother's autobiography and also watching the video, then we could feel more how our through mother's investment, heavenly parents' guidance, and also local, our leaders and breast families' investment. Then we can connect our heart more and more. So this is the final chapter, chapter 11, the restoration of Canaan in heaven and on earth. So through this title, what kind of contents can we imagine? So there are many contents in this chapter. So let's read together. The land of death is the land of life, and the land of life is the heavenly land. So I will read this. I was pushing beyond my limits to fulfill the promise I had made to Heavenly Parent, to Father, and our global membership to restore 7 heavenly nations by our Foundation Day events in February 2020. The work of the 7 years since the Father's ascension now was coming to its climax. To accomplish this, I dedicated a 40-day course from mid-November to the year's end as a course to restore Canaan in heaven and on earth. So after True Father Sonfa, True Mother proclaimed 7-year course, and during 7 years time period, Mother really promised and determined to restore 7 heavenly nations. So continuously, our True Mother is invested, and all our leaders and breast family totally unite together and focus. Every time we shout that, Vision 2020, Sunni, 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 right? Do you remember that? All the time we shouted that Vision 2020, Sunni, Sunni, Sunni. Sunni is victory. So Vision 2020, victory, victory, victory. So, and this moment is the final moment of the 7-year course, November and December 2019. So how really Mother organized those events together with government, we could see that. In various parts of the world, there are people who know me as the mother of humankind, the mother of peace, the universal mother. Hence, despite tremendous challenges, my resolve for the sake of our Heavenly Parent, Heaven's providence, and all humanities is steadfast. It is rooted in the pledge I made as I bowed my head before True Father's holy body. I will establish Chaniguk on earth. This determination in front of True Father's holy body, the ascension moment, True Mother keep and also continuously go forward. The 40-day course began in Cambodia on November 19, 2019, at the personal invitation of Prime Minister Hun Sen, which I gladly accepted. I flew into Phnom Penh. The Asian Pacific Summit was the first event that the government of Cambodia had ever co-hosted with a non-governmental organization. It was held in Phnom Penh at his office, which is known as the Peace Palace. At a reception prior to the summit's opening, he gathered the participating world leaders. So this part, Mada is talking about Cambodia. So someone attended this Cambodia summit? Maybe some of you also went to Cambodia and attended this Cambodia summit. So Cambodia is under the Asian Pacific region. That time Asian Pacific 1 and Asian Pacific 2 region were together, right? So under Asian Pacific region, under leadership of Dr. Yon, many leaders also entered to Cambodia and prepared for this summit. But do you know that period around 2019, that time was really serious moment. Trumada really determined and to offer the 7 nations. That's why international headquarters also called to the all leaders and also all members, which nation really can organize the summit together with government, together with head of states to organize blessing, organizing summit, and also organize the youth summit. This providence was going on middle of 2019 already that time. So that time I was also appointed newly as the sub-regional director of Oceania, and I came to Oceania, I think around July 1st, 2019. So at that moment, those things happened. Which nation really we can prepare? So really, international headquarters called us to Korea, and we discussed many times. And our Oceania side and our Asian Pacific region side, we suggested and also proposed several nations. Also Palau, I think that time Solomon Island, and I think Samoa or Vanuatu, few nations also we proposed, and also Asian side, Philippines, and also the Cambodia or several nations. And finally, those nations were accepted, Cambodia and also the Palau. So Cambodia summit was organized 19 and 20 on November, but in the same time, Palau summit was also ongoing, that preparation. So in the same region, Asian Pacific region, our leadership or our staff number is limited. And also this 2 kind of bigger summit was preparing on the same time. That's why our all leader was separated. Some is going to Cambodia, some is also going to Palau. So those preparation was on the same time going together. Originally, Philippines was also preparing the summit. So November is in Cambodia, December is in Philippines, and December is in Palau, and January would be in Philippines. But that time, Trimada tried to conclude until end of December. That's why Philippine summit schedule was changed to the next year, actually. So those situation was happened that time. So really we could see. So Cambodia, Prime Minister Hun Sen. Now we heard the name of Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Sen. Looks like Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Sen is really supportive continuously in any event. Looks like he is coming, right? But at that moment, it was not easy time, because this Cambodia summit was the first moment to cooperate together officially as the government and as the NGO, Universal Peace Federation. And also, Mada is mentioning about Peace Palace. Do you know the place of Peace Palace? Peace Palace is the Prime Minister's kind of the office, main office. That's why when head of states come, That time, I think Prime Minister also Abe, or some Prime Minister also China. I don't remember, but if head of states come to meet Prime Minister Hun Sen, this place is the place to welcome and meet. This is the Peace Palace. But Prime Minister Hun Sen opened us to conduct the summit. So this is really the historical things. The Prime Minister spoke about the importance of the Asian Pacific Summit, the necessity for harmony and cooperation among Asian nations, and the efforts he had made to help develop Cambodia. I then spoke about the significance of this event, the purpose of this summit. I said, is to share that God, the Creator, from whom we have been separated due to the human fall, is humanity's heavenly parent. Our future is full of hope since we are holding the Asian Pacific Summit under God's guidance. So until the day of the summit, there are many preparations that time. And do you know what was the difficulty when we organized the summit together with government? Actually, there is the protocol. There is the protocol for the government or head of states. That's why when we are preparing in the peace palace together with the government official of Cambodia, they are checking where is the route of prime minister and where they will sit, where he will sit. What is the order? Who will enter first to the place and who is welcoming? So many discussion and preparation was going on. So of course, Cambodia staff is preparing centering on Prime Minister Hun Sen. So they are talking about protocol centering on government, right? But we have also the another protocol. That time also in Nepal time also same, Cambodia time also same. Do you know what is another protocol? We have also the heavenly protocol. How we will attend Tirumada well, and how really Tirumada, how we will prepare the way and order and the sitting place or everything. That's why those discussion and preparation was happen even the before night of the summit. And now Tirumada is mentioning about the pre-meeting before summit. But actually this schedule was also not on the schedule until the day before. But the one day before, the night time, Prime Minister Hun Sen, now many head of states came. Why don't you prepare the pre-meeting? That's why suddenly Prime Minister Hun Sen suggested. That's why all stuff suddenly changing and they are informed to our Tirumada and also all head of states to arrange the schedule, because pre-meeting was happened before the summit. That meaning is they have to come earlier, 30 minutes or 1 hour earlier. So those preparation was happened, but finally, fortunately or successfully organized this pre-meeting, and Tirumada and Prime Minister Hun Sen and the 50, the representative of the nation, almost head of states, former head of states gathered together and to have a meeting moment. And that time Tirumada shared those messages to Prime Minister Hun Sen about God and about heavenly parents and about Creator. So do you know the nation of Cambodia? So among those nations, Tirumada directly testify about Creator, our heavenly parents, and our wish of heavenly parents. The participants expressed their support for the goals of the summit and uploaded the Cambodia government's groundbreaking initiative and cooperation with UPF, Prime Minister Hun Sen, and also voiced support for my Asian Pacific Union initiative as a part of cooperation that would lead to peace in Asia. Following our meeting, he escorted me into the main auditorium and the Asian Pacific Summit began. So after pre-meeting, Prime Minister Hun Sen escorted Trumada to enter the place of the summit. More than 800 representatives from 46 nations, including several heads of state, were present. I spoke to them about our role in helping bring heaven's providence to fruition and about the coming era of the Pacific civilization. The final point of settlement in heaven's providence, I stated that the Pacific civilization will be one of true love, characterized by attendance to God as the heavenly parent, in the presence of several current and former heads of state and ambassadors. His Excellency expressed support for the vision of regional peace anchored in the Asian Pacific Union initiative I had proposed. So that time Trumada proclaimed and proposed about Asian Pacific Union initiative, and all head of states, including Prime Minister Hun Sen, accepted and also mentioned to support directly. So this is that moment. Jesus said that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. This sentiment could be felt as these delegates, though far from Jesus' homeland, signed the Phnom Penh Declaration and expressed active support for the vision of an Asian Pacific Union. So much was accomplished for the providence. It seemed as if 1,000 years had condensed into that one day. I felt that Heavenly Parent and True Father must have been very pleased with the outcome of the summit. So as the conclusion of this summit, the Asia Pacific Union, this declaration, Phnom Penh Declaration was happened. And also this Asian Pacific Union initiative was started. So when we see the Cambodia history or Cambodia culture, Cambodia is the Buddhist and also some parties also communist country, right? They don't know about God. They don't believe God mostly, but they accepted, they understanding the value of true parents, and they accepted and welcomed True Mother. So Mother said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So through our Jesus Christ, originally Jesus should been welcomed by Jewish people at that time, but that was not happen. So Jesus went to spiritual world, and because of the Jesus resurrection, Christian history was started, and Christianity has been preparing the foundation for welcoming second coming for 2,000 years, but Christianity could not welcome the true parent at that moment. Then heaven surely is preparing another person and another central figure. So Cambodia, even they don't know about God, even they don't know about Jesus, they don't know about second coming, but they understood the hope of True Mother and welcome True Mother and cooperation for Asian Pacific Union, and this conference was concluded with the success. So we could see these things. So today I want to share the photo together, and tomorrow I will share the video. So this is the great victories in Cambodia for 2020, a summary report of the Asian Pacific Summit 2019 Cambodia. So we could see the photo. So this is the Prime Minister Hun Sen's invitation for True Mother. So Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Sen, the name of him and name of Cambodia government officially invited True Mother to welcome to Cambodia that time. So this is the joint secretary preparatory meeting. So there are many meeting and preparation for Asian Pacific Summit 2019 in Cambodia. So this is June 6, 2019. So many group already went to Cambodia many times. So this joint secretary preparatory meeting was happening there. You could see the right side is the Cambodia government and left side is our UPF leadership. So really together we are meeting together with Prime Minister Hun Sen at the time. So like this, Honorable Jose de Venecia was head of our group and to talk with Prime Minister Hun Sen that time. So there are many kind of meeting together with the government. So our side and Cambodia government side continuously had a discussion. And finally, welcome to Mother on 18 November 2019 in the airport. So Little Angels also welcome her. And this is the Trumada's room in the hotel. So all leader also gathered there and welcome Trumada. And this is the pre-meeting one day before. So Trumada and Prime Minister Hun Sen meeting the head of states of the delegation from 15 nations before the inaugural sessions. So this was happened just one day before. So really, then this is the Cambodia inaugural summit. So you could see many people. So this Peace Palace is really beautiful. And the Prime Minister Hun Sen also gave the speech, and Trumada also share the message which the speech which Trumada mentioned in the Trumada's autobiography. You see? And also keynote address from head of state and the government during inaugural session. So Vice President of Myanmar, Vice President of Palau, and the Speaker of Bangladesh, former Vice President of Indonesia, former Vice President of Timor-Leste, and Deputy Speaker of Pakistan. So those head of states attended together that time. And beside of that, also many head of states attended also from Oceania. And this is the ISCP resolution. And those also the medal. We could see this. So Trumada received the highest award from Cambodia. So really, Honorable Hun Sen appreciated and honored Trumada. So Trumada received this medal. And the Prime Minister Hun Sen received the Leadership and Good Governance Award from Trumada. Also Trumada gave the award to Prime Minister Hun Sen. So you could see those Leadership and the Good Governance Award officially mentioned. So like this, that's why originally, actually the Prime Minister Hun Sen, he likes Facebook. So if whatever he do, everything he shows through his Facebook and all national television broadcasted. That's why Prime Minister Hun Sen was really appreciated and really so much honor and happy to organize this summit and also to meet Trumada. So immediately to share the Facebook and all TV station broadcasted directly the things. So even after this event, when Prime Minister Hun Sen to visit to the state in the Cambodia, every time the Prime Minister Hun Sen showed a photo with Trumada and showed a photo of this summit. So really, he was happy to organize together. So this is also we brought the Palau, the First Lady, Mrs. Lemengesau, that time, and also the Vice President. At that moment, many people were in Palau, but also we invited the many leaders from Oceania to went to this Cambodia summit. So this Palau delegate, because before organizing Palau summit, they determined to join this Cambodia summit and to learn and inherit. So that time, almost the main government official of Palau also joined together with our First Lady and also the Vice President and attended this event. And also our the Vanuatu, the President Sokmanu also attended, and also some nation together. I could not find the many photo, but that time also joined together. So like that, like these things. Okay. So anyway, now we are watching and seeing about the Cambodia summit. So there are many kind of event, many kind of preparation was going on, and Trimada really share her message and proclaim directly our heavenly parents and the will of heavenly parents. So we could learn and we could feel once again that moment. So tomorrow I will show another photo and also the video, then we could feel again about Cambodia summit. So anyway, this is the final chapter 11, talking about final 40 days toward Vision 2020, and Mother had organized several summits continuously without going back to Korea. So she left from Korea around November 18 and arrived to Cambodia and continuously going to next country to organize summit and to go to next country to organize summit. So we could see how much it was tough for 40 days. So last chapter, we could share and also feel again about Mother's initiative. And now we are going toward 2027. So through understanding and feeling, we will learn again and we will conduct again to our nation and our region. And let's offer victory and also grateful things to our heavenly parents and to the parents. So thank you for joining today's Hundokay. Let's have a great time. 감사합니다.
Kamsamnida. Thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing together with us this time in Cambodia and this last chapter of Mother's autobiography. I had the pleasure of being there in Cambodia and had some shared together with Reverend Kenji. We stayed in a hotel room together while we were in Cambodia, and we got to travel around and see all of the organization and protocol. We were arrived sort of just to partake as guests, and there's so many different hotels that were organized and transport organized to bring everybody backwards and forwards to the the president's peace palace, and very, very impressive building. It was huge, and we were given like a very special treatment to go into rooms that were only reserved for special guests, and to be able to meet the people of Cambodia. I mean, going there and seeing Cambodia was really an eye-opener, because it's not what I expected. I mean, I just imagined Cambodia to be very it's not what I expected a communist state to be. There wasn't the sense of there was a poor country, yes, but wasn't there a sense of oppression or anything. And there seemed like the people had forgiven the government, and this government was genuinely working towards peace, and not as some sort of hidden agenda, to push some communist ideal. It wasn't. It seemed a lot of investment and growth and development, and even though there was a Chinese presence, communist China, and you could sense a communist organization, but not the communist spirit. And during the summit, it was a a public event, because the government hosted and invited Mother, and all the media was there. You could see they had screens in the city where people could view it live while it was happening, and it was just impressive, the organisation of how everything was come together. And one of those photos that Reverend Utaka showed, with Mother coming and the little angels singing in the hotel as Mother entered. I was there with many of our leaders to greet Mother as she came in and listen to the little angels. And Mother was so happy to see everyone and to come. You could really sense it was a success. There's a lot of preparation work carried out by the members there, and got to meet the Shimata family. The missionaries of Cambodia spent many years there, and it's just I was had the opportunity with Reverend Kenji to tour the killing fields and see that a lot of horror that happened during the time of the communist takeover, and but the people were different. The people didn't seem to have that sort of resentment. I was expecting to see oppressed people full of resentment, but it was the opposite. They were really happy to greet us and to share with us. So I was my whole attitude towards the Cambodian people totally changed by having that experience. So I'll just open it up to others. I'm sure there are others who are there that would like to share. So thank you. Yes, no, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I was privileged to attend the summit with a young lady who's in media as a guest. That was a good experience, meeting a lot of governmental people, and also, it was interesting to see Cambodia itself too. And in one of the presentations, I think it might have been the politics or media, one of our guests from New Zealand, he's an elderly guy, Mr. Cooper. I was sitting sort of behind him and watching him as he was watching True Mother speaking. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. It was one of the main sessions. And I could see he was so glued. He was so glued to Mother. And I could see he was in awe, like he was fascinated. And I was thinking, I wonder what he's thinking. And I was so amazed that, that he was so glued to this with a very joyful face, But of course, later he did say back here in New Zealand that he was amazed at True Mother, that Mother could just give her speech without reading it, with no notes. Everybody else that spoke, even Prime Minister Hun Sen had a speech written, but True Mother just gave the speech with no notes. And you notice that with True Mother everywhere. It's amazing how she just speaks with no notes. Yeah. Yeah, it was I took care of Tina, the young lady I bought, and we visit after the summit. We had a day or two in the city to see as much as we could before we came back. And one of the young sisters who was in the photograph for the Vanuatu delegates, I follow her. Like, she's of course joining Fiji. She was at USB University. Kind of join the movement there, just a new young member. But now I follow her. She's one of she's like doing missionary work in the Philippines now, and sometimes on the dance team. Yeah, so yeah, she's doing really well. Yeah, so yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
The Tuvalu, she's Tuvaluan sister, not Vanuatu. Tuvalu.
Tuvalu.
Should I share?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a great summit in Cambodia. Originally, like, it was series of conference, so we are so much like busy. We have to invite a guest for Cambodia, and then to Palau, then to Korea. So I was traveling around the small island nation, and we were able to bring Minister for Finance from Tonga, but he represented the Prime Minister. Usually, if a Prime Minister asks him to represent, then he was as a representative of the Prime Minister. The Minister of Finance went as the Prime Minister's representative. We were able to bring this Lord Mayor of Suba City, and of course, and from Kiribati also we were able to bring someone representing the Prime Minister. What I thought was, wow. I know there are many missionaries staying in Cambodia. A lot of brothers and sisters shed their blood, sweat and tears. I know Ken's parents are there for so long, and Hajime-san also invested there a lot. And there are young brothers and sisters who came, and they are really taking care of that country. As a missionary, I remember that always Itaka, few days before, Itaka-san tell that to visualize something, to visualize something. Itaka-san was asking Reverend John to visualize shaking hand with the Prime Minister of Australia, and to every one of us. Yeah, I do that. I always visualize that. There was a big possibility for us to do the similar kind of conference in Fiji, but something went wrong, and then we were not able to do. And then I always dream of that. When I was in Cambodia, I was imagining that, well, this would have happened in Fiji too. And I have not given up. I still visualize that one day, in very near future, we'll welcome True Mother in one of the island nation in Oceania, and probably Fiji. So the things are going in a very right way. That recently the new president is elected, and he will take his office on 12th of this month, and then soon right after that we'll go and see him. I'll make a proposal to him, and then now I'm going through a next minister who has a very good connection with the Prime Minister. So I always visualize that. When I went to Nepal with the 3 head of states, I think from Oceania, almost 5 head of state level people went, and then I was able to bring 3 head of state that time. So I visualize that if it had happened in Fiji, and again in Cambodia, and again in Palau, and again in Korea. So I think the power of visualizing will substantialize. It will really be substantialized one day. We should keep on dreaming. We should keep on having the highest level of dream and hope and determine accordingly and have faith. So I do have that faith. Yeah, I can say this much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Santosh. Now we have time for one more person if they'd like to share. Yes, Reverend Kenji, go ahead.
I switched the wrong button. Yeah, good morning, Reverend Yutaka and all leaders and brothers and sisters of Oceania. Yeah, as Reverend John the share somehow, and I also the one of the staff who went to the Cambodia, and so before that, actually, we did the 430 blessing in Cambodia, and yeah, we made a tribe over there, and I think many I think Australian brothers family got the tribe there, and so anyway, victory was the actually very phenomenal, terrific. But all the external victory are coming from the internal victory based upon the heavenly tribal messiahs. And I just remember what the Hajime-san, he's now Indochina region director. Actually, at the time when he said was that 15 years ago, he never ever thought the this kind of things that they ever happened here in Cambodia, as he was really struggling, even slept on the street or something. Actually, really went through a hardship, challenge, difficult. But one thing he kept in his mind is that the absolute faith and also the support from the Dr. Yon, and keep visualizing as the Reverend Santosh shared. And then after the certain years of the struggle and suffering, all of a sudden when time came, all of a sudden the gate opened, and many things they start happening actually more than he expected. Then now the Asia Pacific office, or Asia Pacific Union, opened, and he was the proudly standing next to the Cambodian officials. So anyway, all the external victories coming from the preparation, internal preparation, and HTM Foundation is the ultimate key for the national restoration. And one more thing that I'd like to share was that actually people who are blessed there is very happy, and the government is happy, because the heavenly tribal messiahship and family value is really trying to retrieve the original value that the Cambodian people had. So that's why Prime Minister Hun Sen and the government really appreciate what the Family Federation have been doing. So I think that's the key for us to really think about the national restoration. As God prepared the things for each nation, and how we can retrieve the such preparation things to harvest for this time with True Mother. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That's time for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. Let's try together. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and see you tomorrow. It's good to see everyone.
To John. Bye bye.
Thank you, Reverend Yamada, for all your help.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Reverend Yamada.